Let's get Alex back in here. There he is.
Ravens versus Vikings preview all in this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Yes. Welcome back to another episode of the Purple Rain podcast, episode 349, the Chris Board edition, the Josh Bynes, Jay Higgins, Tyler Ott edition of the Purple Rain podcast. The purple matchup this week, Ravens Vikings, and already Chris M. starting off here with a nice $4.99 super chat. Thank you, and hope you are going to enjoy
Yes.
this lovely stream. I have lots to talk about, lots of recap, lots of preview. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But first off, you can follow us on Instagram here at the Purple Rain Podcast on Instagram. This guy right here on Instagram or on X at Sutton Def. Me, Instagram simply as10.prod, X simply as10. And most importantly, like I say, always follow us on X for the raw, unfiltered reactions, emotions, overreactions, hot takes. Probably the best follow there. But let's talk about this week. Ravens on a 2-game winning streak. So they say 3 is a streak. So let's go streaking. Let's keep our clothes on, I'd say. But how are you feeling this week going into this game against the Vikings?
Alex, I'm feeling confident, right? I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling ecstatic. I'm feeling excited that Ravens football is seemingly back. And what I mean by that is that we're actually seeing our Ravens team actually play like we're used to them playing. I know it's only a 2-game win streak. I get that. But it feels like Lamar Jackson said earlier this week, it feels like the Ravens have turned a corner in a sense, right? So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Again, big shout out to Chris M in the chat, one of our members here, also giving us the donation on top of that. We appreciate you making it rain there, Chris M, as always. But listen, if you're part of the hashtag replay gang, what I want you to do right now is leave down below in the comment section who do you think is going to win this Ravens versus Vikings matchup, and what do you think the score prediction will be? Give us your score predictions down below in the comment section. So if you're watching live, even if you're watching live, put your score predictions down below in the comment section right now. Please do that. Also, make sure you like the video as well. We'd appreciate it. So, Alex, it's been a couple of days since we talked, right? And since we talked, there's been some news and lack thereof, right? Me and you were on live stream on Monday night, and we had live reacted to Draymond Jones becoming a Raven, edge rusher, right, outside linebacker. And we got our initial reactions then, but you've been kind of able to sit with it for 3-4 days now. And I want to get your take, 3 days post the pickup, post the trade. How are you feeling? How confident are you feeling about the Dre Jones? Plus, here's a twofer. How do you feel about Eric DaCosta also not making any extra moves? Both of those. Go ahead.
So the first one, I mean, I like the Draymond Jones trade. I said it on Monday. I still feel the same. It's not going to be it's not per se a huge needle mover, but it helps us in the position that we need, inside and outside defensive line help, which he can play both, if you didn't know, which is good to see. But he's
Yeah.
bringing 4.5 sacks to this team, which is something that we didn't have. He'd be the leading uh, sack leader on this team, taking over from, I think, Nnamdi Madubuike or maybe Kyle Van Noy, one of the two. But outside of that, though, I mean, as for the second part, we expected this. We called this. We were actually wrong. We thought we would get maybe extra body, DB or defensive line, and that didn't happen. But I think for me, was it Tuesday? I had no expectations for the trade deadline. I felt like we weren't going to trade for anybody, a big name, and lo and behold, that happened. We didn't trade for anybody. We talked about Quinton Williams. Going for a first and a second is a lot, but I can justify giving that up for him, especially with this team. Um, how many
Yeah,
players are you going to
talk
get?
about that a little bit more. Yeah, get into that. Why would you give up a first and a second round for him?
The quality of defensive tackles in this league is like your top premium guys and then everybody else. And when I say by that, I mean like your Chris Joneses, your Madubuikes, your Quinton Williams, and then you have everybody else. It's just that big of a drop off. You can see it with the Ravens. When Madubuike went down, Travis Jones, yes, he's promising, but to get the sacks at the levels these guys get, it's unheard of. So I would have given that up, but I understand why we didn't. We love our picks. Good on the Cowboys, so I think they kind of made out with trading Micah Parsons, I would do the same. Getting Pickens, Kenny Clark, and Quentin Williams in exchange for Micah Parsons, that's not bad whatsoever. I mean, I have to kind of give Jerry Jones his flowers for
Logan
that.
Wilson too.
Yeah, I mean they made out in the long run of things. I mean, the Packers are we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Ravens right now. But as for that, I mean, another guy we are looking at, Jalen Phillips for a third.
Yeah.
I 100% would have given that up.
Yeah.
Right now, if you say no to that, you're basically saying you would rather have Adisa Isaac over Jalen Phillips.
Talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. And
If you
then
say no to that.
and that's why I've been saying like all week, Alex. It's like, bro, why are we valuing these third round picks? Hold on, getting a phone call. I don't know if you can still hear me.
No, I can hear you. You're good.
Okay, cool. Why are we getting these third round picks? Like, why are we valuing them so much, right? When clearly we're in a position right now where it's literally win now. It's do or die, right? There's only but so much time before this Lamar Jackson contract balloons. You have to go out and get these premium players no matter what it costs, right? These draft picks are nothing more than lottery tickets, right? And we're not in poverty. So we don't need to be wishing on a star with scratch offs every freaking draft season. We just don't need to do that. So it's just, I totally get why you're saying that. And that's why I wanted you to kind of like dive into it a little bit more, because I wanted to see if you shared my same sentiment. Like, these draft picks, fuck them picks, honestly. Like, if we're being for real, like, fuck them picks. Like, other teams are saying it. You saw what the Rams did a couple of years ago. It got them a Super Bowl. They're on their way back now to being contenders for a championship. Like, it's not all bad if you give up a couple of high round picks, right?
And can I back up the sentiment even more? Let's go down our third round pick for the past couple of years. I'm not sure if you did this already or took a look. Our third round pick from last year hasn't played a snap yet. Emory Jones.
Mm,
Last year, Adisa Isaac has played in 4 games. Trent
mm,
Simpson, who got his job basically taken by Teddy Buchanan this year.
not
Before that,
impactful.
Travis Jones, that's a
Yeah.
hit. I can give you that, but that's 2022 we're going back to.
Yeah.
2021, Ben Cleveland, that's not a hit.
Mm,
And Brandon Stevens, who had to basically throw in the field. I call that a hit. I mean, he wasn't the most impactful, but that 2023 year will live in my heart. But 2020, Devin Duvernay, Malik Harrison, Tyree Phillips, and then Matty Bike as well. But like it's Matty Bike and Travis Jones for me are the only hits in the past 5 years for third round picks. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4 third round picks in 2020. You have to hit at least one of them. But since then, you're 0 for 2 the past 2 years in third round picks. I'd give it up for Jalen Phillips in a heartbeat. That's a first round talent.
yeah.
Granted,
Not to
if you have to
mention
pay
at a
him,
premium position.
yeah, and if you have to pay him, that's cool with that. But I think you still get a comp pick if you trade for him as well. I'm pretty sure. I want to say, but the Ravens love these picks, and I said it last time. We're gonna probably cut 1 or 2 of them by the end of training camp, by the end of the regular season next year. So give up some
Yeah.
of them picks, man. You're not going to keep every single player every single time. It's very frustrating.
Right. Again, it feels like EDC, and I said this earlier in the week, it feels like EDC is that guy in your fantasy league who like wants to offer you 3 trash players for your best player. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody
Yeah.
values these 5th round picks as much as you do, Eric DaCosta. Like, it's just, it baffles me, because I'm sure we're probably going to go into this upcoming draft with the bulk of those picks that we have. And I think we have like what, maybe 10, 11 right now, something like that, somewhere in there. We're probably going to use all those picks, right? And the vast majority of them, I'd say a good 80% of them won't hit, So, I mean, we're going to get into our Purple Rain Parlay segment earlier in the episode, but I just want to say this now. Eric DaCosta, please gamble responsibly. Like, it doesn't make sense for you to be putting in all these parlays basically in the draft, and 80% of them don't hit, right? Like, I mean, it's not a wise investment to me. And you see how Howie Roseman said earlier this week, he's like, we're not going to just sit on our hands, and just hoard these draft picks basically when we're in a win now mode. Our championship window is open right now, right? We're going to go out and get the players necessary to complete our roster. But Alex, what do you got for me?
We have what I see 10 draft picks right now, 4 in the 5th round.
Yeah. 4 fifth round picks. And it could bump back up to 5, right? If that 5th turns into a 4th, the conditional.
I believe so. And then comp picks as well, the formula. Guys that walked. Brandon Stevens will definitely gets I think a pick. Probably like a 4th or a 5th.
Yeah. I just don't understand. I don't understand it, man. I've been kind of stewing over it all week, and I haven't really been able to, like, it's been like, the little the devil and the angel on your 2 shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the one shoulder, on the devil's shoulder, it's like, F them picks, right? Get rid of those picks. Like, go get what you need right now, And on the Angels' shoulder, it's like, no, prepare for your future, invest in your future. But it's like, bro, the Ravens' future is now. It's now. It's not gonna get any better than it is right now. You talk about who's got it better than us. Well, quite frankly, we're right when we say nobody because we have Lamar Jackson playing quarterback. You have to push all of your chips to the center of the table, put all your eggs in the Lamar Jackson winning the Super Bowl basket. I can only imagine if Lamar Jackson played for Howie Roseman, right? I mean,
Mm,
Howie Roseman would spare no expense. He spared no
mm.
expense because, by the way, he wouldn't need to supply an A.J. Brown, one of the top wide receivers in the league, for Lamar Jackson. He wouldn't need to supply him with Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the league right now. And I get it, the Ravens have Derrick Henry, but like Howie would literally, he would literally build out that offensive line, build out the defensive line, and let Lamar Jackson do the rest, and just kind of put luxury pieces here and there. But for us, it seems like it's been kind of like the opposite in a way. I know for so many years we cried about, oh, Lamar Jackson doesn't have pass catchers, he doesn't have good wide receivers. But in the midst of trying to like bolster the pass catching room, we let the offensive line slip through the cracks. And we had years of years with guys like Alejandro Villanueva and now Daniel Faalele, and we're not even giving competition to Andrew Voorhees. And it's like, bro, you got to put first things first, Eric DaCosta. Offensive line, defensive line, and then everything else follows. You got the quarterback already. You're in a luxury spot, EDC. Just do the right thing. Do the right thing. That's really what it boils down to, guys. But yeah, appreciate y'all for coming through. I see my guy Coach in the chat. What's going on, Sip to
What up?
Tally
What up?
Films? Appreciate you for coming through as always. But yeah, so Alex, let's go ahead and get into some Ravens talk. Let's go ahead and get into this preview, right? So the Ravens are taking on the Vikings on Sunday, 1 p.m. What station are they playing on? Is it CBS or is it Fox? Because it's NFC team.
Ooh, let me see, because now it's a toss-up, because in the old days it'd be Fox because they're the home team. But
Yeah.
it is going to be on Fox. Yep, Fox.
Okay. Makes sense. I like that. I love when the Ravens play on Fox. It feels
Nice
good.
aesthetic. I like
Yeah, it's
it.
a nice aesthetic. Yeah, it's like an away broadcast game. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like CBS
Like,
feels
we're
like
not home.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so the Ravens are getting ready to take on the Minnesota Vikings, and as you guys know, we're gonna get into our Purple Rain preview here, which starts out with none other than the infamous I-word report. So Alex, take it away. What do we have here?
I mean, for the Ravens, we have nothing.
Nothing.
We have nothing. Everybody for the past 2 days, every 50 player on the 50
let's get a round of
roster.
applause for that. Let's get a round of applause for that.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. There is no I-word report. So that is not a thing right now for us, which is nice. But moving on to these Minnesota Vikings, I'm going to go through the limiteds, did not practice. Josh Oliver, old friend, has not practiced the past 2 days. Jeff Okudah, former top 5 overall pick, has not practiced the past 2 days with a concussion. And that's for the limited. Christian Darrisaw did not practice. I think it's a rest day, I want to say, because he practiced yesterday.
Yeah.
But for the limited, Aaron Jones, Theo Jackson, CJ Ham. So their backfield's a little banged up right now. Their fullback and then running back as well. But I doubt Aaron Jones will do much. We have our infamous ref super chat. We'll get into that real quick. But we're the healthier team than the Vikings. I expect Aaron Jones to play. With that being said, if he lasts the full 60 minutes, I wouldn't guarantee that. But outside of that, though, Oliver not playing for them is it's not the biggest thing, but he has made a couple of good plays for them. I won't lie.
Yeah. I mean, literally, it doesn't look as bad. Well, it's not as bad as it looks, right?
Yeah.
With this I-word report from the Vikings, but like you said, Christian Darrisaw had a rest day today. Wouldn't even really, put any stock into that. Aaron Jones is going to be the one that we're looking out for with that shoulder. Had an AC joint sprain, so his shoulder's a little bit messed up. And also a toe. Didn't practice yesterday, like you said, but practice limited today. I expect him to be a go. Don't know how physical he's going to be able to be with that shoulder because, as you know, running backs, you got to dip that shoulder, right? And sometimes get a little bit down and dirty in those trenches. So we'll see about that. But let's go ahead and get into some of these super chat donations really quick. D-Was, what's going on, brother? Making it rain here with the 2-piece in the chat. We appreciate you, brother. Says Baby Hockley is the referee Sunday. Is that Sean or is that which one is that?
That's Sean.
Okay.
Sean
Yeah. Sean Hockley, right? Son of Ed, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Old timer, classic, man. Yeah, I mean, it should be a good one. Any notable matchups with Sean Hockley you can remember?
D. Wass informed me yesterday.
Okay.
Week 1 against the Chiefs last year. All
Mm.
them penalties on the first drive with Ronnie Stanley not being set.
Yeah, and their right tackle wasn't getting called.
Jawan Taylor.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I'm watching you, baby Hockley. I'm watching you.
There you
I
go.
appreciate it, DWAS, though. We appreciate you. We got another super chat donation. This one's coming from Mad Rasta, dropping the 5-piece in the chat, making it rain here at the Purple Rain podcast. Says, this is an ownership issue, scared of change. I'm done with the season. We don't have killers at GM or head coach. 2023 window is closed. Okay. Alex, how you feeling about that one?
Whew. I can see where you're coming from. And, you know, has my expectations for this year changed? Yes, it has. You know, I had Super Bowl starting the year, but now it's like just getting the playoffs, you know. I took it for granted. You know, I shoot us in to be a playoff team. And right now, it's looking like to be a playoff team, you have to now go into Pittsburgh and beat them. Something we haven't done since we had Anthony Brown at quarterback and Deshaun Jackson at wide receiver in that game, if you remember that one. That was a stink fest right there. But you can kind of tell the standards have dropped, you know. We're 3-5. If we were 5-3, I think we wouldn't be happy. Is that are we in agreement
That's
on
a
that?
fair assessment. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So now it's like backs against the wall, and I think there's a bit of scare to change. I think they were scared to go all in because what if you go all in and you miss the playoffs? You have egg on your face. I think that's why maybe a reason why we didn't trade for another player. You know, they want to keep this window open as long as possible, then just go for it. And I got to give the Colts their props. Trading for Sauce Gardner is a big risk, especially with Daniel Jones as your quarterback. But more power to them. You know, they're making those plays they have to make. So good on
2
them.
first
But
round picks, though, is a little bit wild. I'm not gonna
it
lie to
is.
you. For Sauce,
And then AD Mitchell trading. I mean, you're now a receiver away from going down. You got me and you running routes.
gotta be some Chick-fil-A sauce or something good. You know, gotta be something. I mean, because 2 first round picks is a bit much. I know I just sat up here on my high horse talking about F them picks, but 2 firsts for Sauce Gardner, who, you know, since the refs haven't been swallowing the whistle on how physical he can be, you know, hasn't necessarily been the same Sauce Gardner, right? But you know, to each his own. It is kind of wild that, you know, you saw big swings by the likes of the Colts, who are headed by Daniel Jones, and the Seahawks, who got Rashid Shaheed, who are headed by Sam Darnold. I mean, teams are making moves based off of how well Sam Darnold's and the Daniel Joneses of the worlds are performing. It's kind of crazy. You know, it's kind of crazy in 2025 so far. I will say that. Let me see. Oh, we got a gifted membership. Okay. We got 86 Ghosts in the house. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, 86 Ghosts, gifting the membership. And I see Kwame got it. Kwame joining the Rain Gang.
Nice.
Appreciate that. Love it.
Sick.
Absolutely. But yeah, let's go ahead and get through the so we got through the I-word report.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and bring up, you know, let's look at some of the how about this? Let's look at the team comparison. Right, let's look at the numbers breakdown here. So as you know, we like to bring this up so you can see roughly where each team stands in terms of, like, basically, you know, how efficient they are. So points per game, I'll just go through them really quick. Ravens are scoring 25.3 points per game to the Vikings 22. The Ravens are gaining 339 yards per game of offense, and the Vikings are getting 316 per game. Passing yards per game, you got 203 for the Ravens to 216 for the Vikings. Rushing yards per game, 135 for the Ravens to 99 for the Vikings. Time of possession per game, which is going to be a very interesting one. It's mad close in this one. We got more gifted memberships.
Whoa.
This time from Coach, dropping the 5 gifted in the chat. Appreciate you, Coach, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sheesh.
Hashtag Rain Gang member right there. I appreciate it. Appreciate that, brother. 5 memberships. Make sure you give a thank you, give a shout out to Coach if you were a recipient of one of those memberships. We appreciate that, man.
Sick.
We really do. And they're still popping up. They're popping up right now. Appreciate that. But okay, let me get through the rest of these here. Then I'll shout out everybody who was the recipient of those memberships really quick. But time of possession, again, is going to be huge, right? It's pretty much neck and neck. The Ravens possess it 28-37 on average. The Vikings possess it 28-33 on average. So it's going to – so what does this mean? Alex, this means that it's going to be a game of quite literal possessions, and turnovers are going to come at a premium, an absolute premium in this one. It's gonna be interesting to see. Third down percentage, 40% on third down to 33% for the Vikings. We see points allowed per game on defense. Ravens are giving up 27 points per game to the Vikings 23. Total yards allowed per game is going to be 373 for the Ravens. They're giving up to 316 for the Vikings. Oh my goodness, it's going crazy right now. I can barely even
It's
read the
popping off
screen.
right now.
It's popping off. It's going crazy. I see the coach with the devil emojis in the chat. They're going crazy tonight, coach. They're going crazy. Let me shut up really quick. I got to give a shout out to the live members here. If you're not watching live, you're part of the hashtag replay gang. Appreciate you for coming through. But I got to give a shout out to everybody who's watching live right now. Over 70 people watching live, and we're getting these memberships in here. People are becoming part of the Rain Gang. Black Dan says, Coach out here playing Santa Claus. Let me see. 86 Ghosts gifting 5 memberships himself.
Wow.
Shout out to 86 Ghosts, man. Appreciate that. And I think I saw a super chat donation right on top of that. He's giving a shout out to Coach. His Coach, I know you ain't just flex on me. Time for my get back. So they're battling in the chat. They're battling in the chat. We appreciate y'all, man. Episode 349 of the Purple Rain podcast, and you guys are certainly making it rain on this one, man. Memberships are just pouring in. Appreciate that. Dre gifting a membership. Appreciate you, Dre.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Man, you guys are going crazy. The next intro video is gonna go wild. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be a long list. So just bear with it. The intro might be a little bit longer from here on out. But yeah, let me get through the rest of these here. So passing yards allowed per game, the Ravens are giving up 250 through the air to the Vikings 194. Rushing yards allowed per game, the Ravens are giving up 123, and the Vikings are giving up 122. So pretty similar in that department. Sacks, which is a big one right here, man. Let me see. Sacks for me. 11 sacks for the Ravens. 31st in the league, right? I was on a Vikings podcast earlier today, and it was my guy One Bar. Shout out to Matt Falk, man. They do a great job over there at the One Bar and Lippigus show. Did a podcast with them the last time the Vikings played the Ravens, but they were like baffled. They were telling me like, wait, is this wrong? Do you guys only have 11 sacks on the season? Like, that's got to be wrong, right? That's got to be fabricated. And I'm like, nah, bro. 11 sacks. That's it. That is it. Nnamdi Madubuike minus Dre Jones, who has 4 or 5 on the season, I think. But minus him, Nnamdi Madubuike still leads this team in sacks right now with 2. And he hasn't played in damn near 2 months, which is absolutely insane. Interceptions, 3-3. 29th and 28th in the league. So Alex, when you take stock of all these numbers that you see here, the stats that you see, I'm sure you probably seen some highlights from the Vikings here and there. What are you thinking is the keys to victory for the Ravens to walk out of US Bank Stadium, 1 p.m. Fox, with a W?
It's just so cookie cutter, and I hate to say it, but it's really protecting the football. Interceptions, each of us have 3 right now. I think the difference, we have a smart veteran quarterback who I want to say I think excelled his game after playing this defensive coordinator in Brian Flores in 2021. Mm-hmm. I think after that cover 0 game, I think Lamar as a player just grew exponentially. I think he never wanted to get exposed like that. I think it was more Greg Roman than Lamar, but he learned how to deal with that cover 0. Noticing when they're all coming, and then to really just excel. That to me is big. But I'm looking at JJ McCarthy.
Okay.
Had a couple of turnovers last week. I watched that game, Lions Vikings. Obviously made some good throws, to end. I thought the Lions had an off game. Mm-hmm. I think if anybody's more susceptible, obviously it's going to be him. I think that's what's going to change the game. I can easily see it being 17-10, 13-10 Ravens, and a JJ McCarthy interception. Might hold the ball too long, and here comes Draymond Jones with a strip sack fumble in his first game. Something like that to really turn the tides of the game. I think that is what's going to be the make or break for this thing. So I think if we can get the ball back in really just a high scenario, that can do it for us. This guy is still young. Like, this is still his rookie year, basically. He didn't play last year, right. So I know, and defense don't know what he's going to bring, but I think we can get into his head. That's going to be one of my keys, just the turnovers. We got to get 1 or 2.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, look at the time of possession, guys. And by the way, shout out to Tila making it rain in the chat, dropping the 5-piece. She's joining the party, hashtag Rain Gang. She's making it rain, man. It's a pool party. It's a pool party day. You guys are making it rain. We appreciate that. But yeah, with this game again, time of possession, if you look at it, it's neck and neck. You're gonna have to get a turnover. Whichever team wins the turnover battle, surprise, surprise, is going to win this game. I think going far and away. What I will say is this: JJ McCarthy. In case you guys don't know, most of you guys are Ravens fans watching. They are feeling some sort of energy and juice around their quarterback, right? I mean, he's only started in 3 games so far. But this past week against the Lions, right, beating one of the best teams in the NFC, one of the best teams in the league, quite frankly, has this team riding high and has most importantly JJ McCarthy, their young signal caller, riding the lightning right now, so to say. So and they're calling him nine. He's referring to himself in the third person as nine, which is okay, a little bit cringe for me, but
Very.
well, yeah, we'll see. But he's a gamer, man. He's a gamer. He's still young. I think that one of the biggest keys to victory for me is going to be Zach or just confusing this kid, right? Like, be the exotic Zach that I have needed you to be all season long. This is the perfect opportunity to do it. He holds the football, right? He has one of the lowest throw accuracy percentages in the league, right? There's going to be opportunities to get after this guy. There's also going to be opportunities to pick him off, right? So, surprise, surprise, an early little hint towards my Purple Rain parlay. I am going to go with JJ McCarthy over a half interception. So just a little sneak peek there, but that's going to be one of my biggest keys to victory. Outside of that, man, one thing I am a little bit afraid of with this Vikings team is their linebacking play. Andrew Van
Mhm.
Ginkel, Eric Wilson, um, who's the other one? Blake Cashman. Those guys are going to be getting after it, right? Those guys are physical. Those guys are fast, and I do fully expect them to kind of like implore that Lions game plan, right? Where they are only going to maybe rush 4, maybe 5 max, but they're going to have a linebacker, an athletic linebacker, kind of sitting as that shallow spy, watching Lamar Jackson, chasing him sideline to sideline, limiting the big plays with Lamar Jackson's legs, right? This defense is coming into this game with a lot of confidence after what they were able to do, shutting down the run completely. I think they held Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery to less than 70 yards combined last week, and that was just very impressive to say the least. So,
Mhm.
getting the run game early is going to be very important, and just staying up ahead of the sticks. That's going to be my biggest one.
Yeah.
My biggest one is staying ahead of the sticks, and the reason why is because the last time that we saw Brian Flores, scheming up a defense against Lamar Jackson, or one of the last times we saw it was back in 2022, right? When the infamous cover zero blitz game. And I think that Brian Flores is one of the most creative defensive coordinators when it comes to scheming up, disguising, timing blitzes at the right times of the games. He's a mastermind at it, right? So I do fully expect to see, guys coming close to that line of scrimmage, maybe like a zero coverage. Lamar Jackson's just gonna have to read it, man. But most importantly, you're gonna have to stay up, above the six. Do not get into 3rd and 6 and longer, because that's when they're gonna be dialing up that pressure for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be a head coach after this year. I think it'd be a travesty if he isn't. And you bring up the linebackers. I'm bringing up that D line, man. Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Grenard, former first rounder Dallas Turner. Like, this O line is gonna have their work cut out for them. And I don't mean that in any way like that. This is a great defense we're playing, not good, great. So I know we have our question marks about these guards, but I'm a worry that they're gonna get even more exposed, and we'll be seeing the tape on Twitter come Monday morning of the all 22 film of just these guys getting their ass beat. Flele on the ground. So I'm kind of worried if we can even run on these guys. Because can our line get the push? I'm not too sure. I'm really not. And it's probably gonna take Derrick Henry, being Derrick Henry, to have one big run to
Yeah,
hopefully open up this offense. Uh, Probably the short passing game would have to open up too, but I'm not to say I'm a little worried. I'm not that worried, but we have 8 back. It's probably what eases a lot of my worries.
for sure. And I'm thinking personally, like, I want to see some zone runs from Derrick Henry behind Patrick Ricard. That is going to be, I think, the catalyst to get the Ravens over the hump offensively in this one. I don't want to see, well, of course, I want to see Lamar Jackson heroics, but I want to see sustained drives. That's what I want to
Hmm.
see from this Ravens offense, right? And I think that looks like running right behind Patrick Ricard if you're Derrick Henry. So And you look at the last 2 games, I think Henry's had 100 yards in the last 2 games, right? Since Pat Ricard's been back. That's correct, right?
He had 98, I think, last game. I want to say
No, he had over 100 last game. I
he
thought.
did.
Yeah. It was the
Okay.
game. It was the Bears game. I wasn't too sure about. I think
Uh,
I think he went over 100
he had,
in
he had 119. He had 71 against the Bears. He had 122 against the Rams.
Got it. Okay. But see, here's the thing. Look, man, I am very excited to see him running behind Patrick Ricard because since he's been back, I think his expected yards per carry has gone up. That's been a stat that's gone up for Derrick Henry. And it's thanks to having that 6th offensive lineman in there, and he's the one who's going to be getting you to some 2nd and 4s, right? Some 3rd and 1s, some 3rd and 2s, things like that, which is where you want to be ideally if you're the Ravens offense. Again, you do not want to be in 2nd and 9 or 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 7, right? That's just not ideal because that's where again in US Bank Stadium it gets very, very loud. In that Minnesota Vikings stadium, they're going to be dialing up the pressure, the blitz. They're going to be disguising looks here and there. This is another big game I'm looking at Zay Flowers for as well, because I do fully expect the blitz to be coming after Lamar Jackson. I need Zay Flowers to separate early, sit down in that zone, right? Flatten out those routes. Do not have any, these super long developing routes on 3rd and long. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, get something underneath where Lamar Jackson's actually going to be able to get the ball out, right? I think that's going to be another big key to victory for me in this one. So if you're watching out there live, you're part of the hashtag replay gang. Make sure you leave your keys to victory for the Ravens to get a W down below in the comment section. Okay, let's get to our score predictions. Let's get to our score predictions for this one. I'm going to go, and it's been getting kind of tighter and tighter for me as the week goes on. I'm going to go 31-27 Ravens.
Okay. I have the Ravens covering the spread of 4.5. 28-20 Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
So I like
Okay.
how we're both picking the Ravens. You
For
have
sure.
the Vikings covering. I have the Ravens. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see about that. Make sure you guys drop your score predictions down below in the comment section. Drop them down below in the chat room as well if you're in here. Let me see. And then also bold predictions. Let's get a bold prediction out of you, Alex. Monty says here Keaton is going to get a touchdown on Sunday. Monty, I certainly hope you're right about that. I told the Vikings fans, I said, look out for Keaton Mitchell. But what's your bold prediction, bro?
Charlie Kolar touchdown.
3rd game in a row?
Yep. This guy, he's gonna be one of the guys NFL starts to market. He's weird. He's fun. 3 touchdowns in 3 games. You'll see him on the Instagram page a little bit more. Yeah, Charlie Kolar touchdown.
Charlie Kolar touchdown. That's pretty bold. I'm not gonna. I mean, I get it. He's had 2 touchdowns. He is a little bit quirky, right? But I don't know, man. It's hard to imagine him just getting those opportunities over all of the pass catchers we have. I'm surprised that it's been happening, right? He caught one from Tyler Huntley a couple of weeks ago. The one against who do we play? The Dolphins. I have to go back and watch that one. What happened on that play against the Dolphins?
He stumbled. He almost fell.
There you go.
And he was wide open. But when you have, likely Andrews out there, Henry, it's going to be pretty easy to let the number 88 guy who you don't know whose name is on the back wide open.
Yeah, that's fair. For me, bold prediction, I'm going to stay consistent with what I've been saying all week. I'm going to go with a Kyle Hamilton sack in this one. And to us Ravens fans, that might not sound too bold because it's like, yeah, we probably do expect Kyle Hamilton to be blitzing off that edge at least a good 4, maybe 5 times in the game. And I think he'll probably get home on at least one of those instances. So that's going to be my bold prediction. Give me a Kyle Hamilton sack. I see Tila, one of our members in the house, says I need a Lamar rushing touchdown. Okay. I like that as well. And again, make sure you guys stick around for the Purple Rain Parlay because I do have a prop that I have the utmost confidence in for this Ravens game. So that's our bold prediction. Those are our score predictions for this one. Again, make sure you leave your score predictions, bold predictions down below in the comment section. But now, it is time for the coveted Purple Rain Picks segment. Alex, you have it pulled up already?
I'm ready.
All right. So last week, before we hop into it, Me and Alex were pretty much in lockstep with most of our picks, except for one. You got the Cardinals right over the Cowboys. You ended up finishing 9 for 13. I finished 8 for
Oh,
13.
okay.
So, not too bad, but it feels like we're getting better. It feels like we're steadying the ship a little bit. Last week was pretty good. This week was pretty good. Let's try to make it, you know, let's hit the nail on the head with these ones.
Let's
So
do
without
it.
any further ado, let's go ahead and get into our Purple Rain picks segment.
Yes. Tonight. Raiders and the Broncos. Thursday night football to start us off. I'll tell you what. The Broncos have a low-key cupcake schedule rest of the way. They could win the AFC West. And it starts tonight. I think they are going to beat the Raiders in prime time in Denver. Bo Nix and them boys. Broncos.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't take them to cover I think what is 10.5, but I will take the Broncos in this one.
Yeah, the Raiders showed some fight against the Jags last week. I mean, I'm all for them going for 2 to end it. You have nothing to play for. Go for the win.
Yeah.
They're fighting for Pete Carroll. Good on them. Next up now, I believe we are in Berlin, Germany for this one.
Ooh.
Falcons and Colts. The Michael Penix, Daniel Jones. I'm gonna pick the Colts. I mean, they have to win this game. If not, you're gonna look like the absolute, frauds. I'd say. Give me the Colts.
Yeah, they absolutely will look like frauds. And I did say, I'm on record saying at some point, I feel like they will start to unravel and show us who they truly are. Daniel Jones showed us the New York Daniel Jones last week, but I am going to go with the Colts in this one. I think that they right the ship. Jonathan Taylor gets back on track. Give me the Colts.
Yes, now in the 1 o'clock window, the Browns and the Jets in New York. The 1-7 Jets and the 2-6 Browns. The Jets right now, got rid of Quentin Williams. Who else? They traded somebody else too.
But according to them, it's not a fire sale.
It's
Sauce, yeah.
Yeah, Sauce. You had calls for Jermaine Johnson. I want
to
say
an
those guys.
Unhappy Breece Hall.
Yeah, you should. This is a weird. I don't trust Dylan Gabriel. I don't. You know what?
Neither.
I think Myles Garrett will make a big play. Give me the Browns in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Browns as well. In a low-scoring, ugly game, give me the Browns.
Yeah, you might want to see the under on that.
Yeah.
Next up, the Saints and the Panthers. Who are these Panthers? Because I don't know who they are. They've gotten blown out, I think, like 40-0. They've won 40-0 in one of them, and they get blown out the next week, and then they come back and they beat a good Packers team. I don't know who this team is, but they have got to beat the Saints for me to take them anywhat seriously to go 6-4. Give me the Panthers in this one.
I am gonna go with the Panthers as well. My favorite meme has come from Panthers Nation. It's the one where you got the guy in the Hawaiian shirt on the golf course standing across from the guy who's like in all the official golf gear and whatnot. Yeah. And it's like, we're 5-4, you're 5-4, and they like juxtapose themselves with the Chiefs. It's hilarious. I love that meme so much. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you get it.
Yeah. That is a good one, and then we're 3-5. Moving on now to the Patriots and the Buccaneers in Tampa. The Bucs probably without Godwin again, without Bucky Irvin again. Obviously no Mike Evans. Could this be the Tez Johnson legacy game against the Patriots and Mike Vrabel? Patriots right now 7-2 against 6-2 Bucs. This is a tough one. I want to go Patriots. I'm gonna go Buccaneers here. I like their defense. I think that Drake May won't have his way, and I think the Buccaneers will squeak by this one in a 1-possession, possibly 3-point game. Give me the Buccaneers and Baker.
I'm going to go with the Patriots in this one, man. I feel like Mike Vrabel's got those guys playing a tough, physical brand of football. Drake May, again, playing at an MVP level, damn near. Yep. He's in the running. He's in the race for it. So I think that they take another step forward, and it's going to be full speed ahead. Patriots are back. Drake May is here. After this week, get ready for it. Give me the Patriots.
All right, next up, the MVP favorite right now, Josh Allen and the Bills against the Dolphins. Give me the Bills to just furthermore push a fraudulent MVP case.
Yeah, Dolphins, they hung tight with the Bills in their first matchup. Tua gave it away at the end. But this one, I think that the Bills are going to start to hit their stride a little bit. They have a lot of confidence coming off of that win against the Chiefs. No Ed Oliver in that game. Took care of business. They're going to take care of business here in this one, too. Give me the Bills.
Next up, the Giants and the Bears. Not going to think too much about this. The Bears.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I don't know, Alex. this is one of those ones where it's like I could totally see the Bears taking another step back. Give me
Letdown
the
game.
Giants in an upset.
And Chicago. See, Rome Odunze's father is already out there getting mad about his son's targets, who has like the most on the team, which is makes no sense. But if you go from putting up like damn near 50 points against the Bengals in that game and losing the Giants, questions ought to be asked. Moving on to the Jags and the Texans, which this would be a really good game if CJ Stroud was playing, but he's not. Taking the Jags, I don't trust Davis Mills.
Well, Stroud is still in concussion protocol.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. You said the Texans and who? I'm sorry.
The Jags.
And the Jags. Ooh. Give me the Jags in this one. I'll take the Jags.
Cardinals and the Seahawks. It's in Seattle. I gotta go with the Seahawks here. What they did to the Commanders on Sunday, I was not expecting that, and I can't go against them for this one.
I am going to go Seahawks in this one. This was a rematch of Thursday Night Football a couple of weeks ago, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or I might be thinking 49ers and Cardinals. That was on Thursday Night Football a couple of weeks ago. Either way, I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this one. I am a Mike McDonald stan. I want to see him go all the way, just out of spite for this Ravens front office, to be honest with you. Give me the Seahawks, man.
And like this whole Kyler Murray stuff, it's like a soft benching, like a soft launch of a benching for Kyler. It feels like, you know what I mean? It's
yeah,
weird.
and it's here's another thing. This should be a lesson to every general manager across the league. Stop drafting these small guys. Just stop. I mean, there should be a height requirement, right, to be an NFL franchise quarterback, right? Because you got to be able to see over the offensive line. He just can't do it. Right, he makes his biggest plays, his best plays, when he's either taking maybe a 10-step drop or he's rolling out somewhere, right, and making something happen with his legs and throwing on the run. But in January, when you need to take that 3-step drop and see over your offensive line and read that slant over the middle in that cold-ass weather with that hard-ass ball, and you got to get the ball to your receiver, it's a different type of ball game, man. And I just don't see guys like him, guys like Dylan Gabriel. I don't see them. I don't see them lasting. Tua Tagovailoa, another one. I don't see him lasting, man. So, but yeah, Kyler Murray. He might be time for MLB, buddy.
Finito. Orioles could use him. Definitely could. Moving on now, the Lions and the Commanders in Landover, Maryland. Give me the Lions in this one.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Jaden Daniels is playing, it's a different story, but he'll be back miraculously. I thought it was a lot worse, when I saw it, and still think it's bad, but somehow he'll probably be back this year, which is insane to think about. But
is that a fact? Where'd you hear that?
I saw, I think Schefter, they were all talking about it. Rappaport too.
So it's not season ending. Interesting.
No.
But they would have to win a lot of games in the meantime because they're already, I think, 3-6. I want to say.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, give me the Lions in this one. And honestly, even with Jaden Daniels, I think that the Lions would want to get their get back from the divisional round last year, what the Commanders did to them. So give me the Lions.
Next up, Rams and 49ers in San Fran. The 49er fans always show up. And the Rams usually have their tough games against the Niners. Niners beat them earlier this year. But I think the Rams get this one. To me, they're one of probably my top 3 teams in the league. I love the way they're playing. They're hot. Yeah, Rams over Niners. Even if Brock Purdy plays.
I am also going to take the Rams over the Niners as well. They are one of those dark horse teams seemingly right now that could pop up in the Super Bowl, right? They could come out of the NFC, so just watch out for them.
I thought about it. Stafford saved us from Burrow winning a Super Bowl. He could save us from Josh Allen winning one, because the way the Bills are like kind of getting pushed again, it's hard, for me to not see him in the Super Bowl. But a lot can change within the time. So, moving on to the Steelers and the Chargers, Sunday Night Football in LA. Chargers that don't have either of their starting tackles. Slater out, Alt out, whole year. TJ Watt coming to town. Them boys just forced 5 turnovers against the best team in the league, who we knew was a fraudulent team.
I'm going the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't want to, but it's hard for me to see any scenario in which the Chargers win. Like, Greg Roman would have to dial up a masterclass. I mean,
literally
long possessions. like 10-minute possessions and you get 7 and you somehow stop them. But I have the Steelers in this one too. And then moving on, final game of the week, Eagles Packers in Lambeau. Parsons against the Eagles again. Familiar foe. I'm picking the Eagles. Packers after last week. I don't know who they are, and it's hard for me to trust.
Yeah, I have no idea or what to think about the Packers, where to properly rate them. I'm also going to go with the Eagles in this one. They just seem a little bit more, as I like to say, buttoned up at the moment. Give me the Eagles.
There it is. There is your week 10 picks.
All right. So, as you guys know, after the picks, you guys know what time it is. It's time for the Purple Rain Parlay segment. Let's go ahead and get right into that.
Yes. And as always, please gamble responsibly if you decide to dabble. Moving on now, we have the Ravens Vikings. Like I said, 4.5-point favorites for the Baltimore Ravens, minus 230 favorites. Over under on ScamDuel set at 48.5. Any props you want to hear about first off?
First off, let me just say this. Rushing props, right? Where is Lamar Jackson at?
Lamar Jackson
Rushing yards
right now, over under is set at 37.5. There are no props to the Vikings right now. It's just Henry and Lamar.
Interesting. Give me Lamar Jackson over 37.5 rushing yards. I believe in this game, they're going to be trying to get after him. I believe he's going to be jumping out the window on a couple of different occasions. All it takes is really one big run from Lamar Jackson, one run of, he gets that one of like 18, 20 something yards. And then, after that, just a couple of like nickel and dime you on 2nd and 6 type of runs or 3rd and 7, things like that. Give me Lamar Jackson over on his rushing yards for sure.
I like that. I'm going to move on to receivers now.
Okay.
I think there's been a receiver that's just been a little too quiet recently. Of course, his over-under is not... Oh, it is. Oh, yes. You know who I'm talking about. Mr. Rashad Bateman at 25.5.
Free.
I like that a lot. They had him at 34.5, 35.5. But kind of a slower start to the year, but they forgot that this guy, just one catch can get him that. So I'm going to take the Rashad Bateman over of 25.5.
I like that. Rashad Bateman over 25.5. It's either for me when it comes to receivers, I'll either go Rashad Bateman over 25.5 or I will run it back with Zay Flowers receptions, which I'm pretty sure the line is still at 5.5 like it was last week. Last week we bet the over. He had 5 catches, right? But this is a week where I feel like, again, those quick passes, especially on those 3rd and 6 and plus for the Ravens, Zay Flowers is going to be a weapon. Of course, 1st and 10 play action, 2nd and long play action, things like that. He's going to be a weapon on those type of plays too. So give me Zay Flowers. Or which one do you think is more likely? Zay Flowers over 5.5 receptions or Rashad Bateman 25 yards?
I think Zay, just for the fact I believe it'd be more short passes, quick passes. I don't trust this line. And I think if not to be man, but if the Dolphins somehow were somewhat close, that hits. That 5.5 over is going to hit. It was 28-6. We just started running it at the end. We had full possession. We weren't throwing it to him again. But I think, like I said, if it's closer, it hits. I think this game will be closer than the Dolphins game.
Yeah, I agree. So I like that one. Any last ones?
Likely.
I was looking at the.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I know you mentioned the interception for JJ McCarthy. I know you can parlay that on DraftKings. Let me see if I can do it on FanDuel. If I can just even get an odds, and I can't. I don't see it on here. They don't have defense for me. But I do like that a lot. I do think he throws a pick.
Yeah, I think he throws a pick, and I also wanted to take a look at the Tyler Loop field goals made. I don't think you can parlay that either, but I would take him over 1.5 field goals. I feel like there's going to be a drive or two where the Ravens have one of their deep red zone blunders, right? And fans are going to be mad that they're trotting out Tyler Loop on the field when we were on the 5 or the 7 yard line, right? We had 1st and goal, we couldn't punch it in. That might be one of the scenarios, or I can see the Ravens getting to plus territory, getting to the Viking side of the field, and then penalty happens, 3rd down comes up, they blitz, incomplete pass, sack, something like that. Trot out Tyler Loop. Give me over 1.5 field goals made for Tyler Loop.
I like that. I'll tell you this right now.
Okay.
Because I took these odds, and it's not a game lay, it's not anything. But once again, gamble responsibly. But this is what I did because I had this much faith.
Okay.
It's at plus 3,000 right now. I got it at plus 4,500. I sprinkled some money on Lamar Jackson MVP. I think somehow if he loses to the playoffs and the way we do it in a certain fashion, it'd be hard for him to not get it. So that's just my long shot.
When did you make that bet?
I put that in Halloween last Friday. It was at plus 4,000. It's at plus 3,000 right now.
Got it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I would love to know what the return is on that because I know it's got to be pretty doggone sweet. I know you say you sprinkled, but
Yes.
that's something that could likely happen, to be honest with you, because again, it's just a narrative thing. It comes down to a narrative thing. If the Ravens win their division, which they are favored to do, if they make the playoffs, you automatically have to consider Lamar Jackson for being MVP, especially considering how the Ravens started off 1-5. And I would assume if the Ravens do win their division, that means that Lamar Jackson is playing really well, right? Because this team does nothing without Lamar. So listen, man, all signs point towards that's not a bad bet at all.
And here's the guys ahead of him: Josh Allen, Drake May, Mahomes, Stafford, Darnold, Herbert, Mayfield, Hurts, Love. Right now, Love should not even be ahead of him. Herbert?
No.
Hell, and the fact Allen's a plus 150 favorite, he's not even leading his division right now. There's some nasty just agenda going on. I'm not seeing it. Like last year, I am all for it. This year, I guess that win against the Chiefs, they got their Super Bowl ring. I'm not too sure, but if you want to sprinkle, I like the value there.
I do too. I do. Even at plus 3,000, love that value. But yeah, so that is our Purple Rain Parlay segment. Of course, guys, as always, please, please, please gamble responsibly. But yes, this has been yet another episode as we get ready to close here of the Purple Rain podcast, another prediction episode. We always love these. I appreciate everybody who donated, appreciate all of our new members, everybody who gifted a membership. We appreciate that. We appreciate you guys. Listen, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel as well. If you're part of the hashtag replay gang, make sure you leave a little hype, leave some hype points on the video too. That's a new feature that YouTube is doing. We appreciate you guys for all of that. Again, my name is Sutton Def. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. You can find him on Twitter at simplyas10 and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. Kai Runson says W episode. Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. But with that being said, I'm gonna let my guy Alex take us out.
Yes, thank you for coming through to this lovely episode 349 of the Purple Rain podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. And you know what? I hope I see you guys on Victory Monday for the third straight week. As always, stay positive, test negative.
Yes. And never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. Episode 349 of PRP. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.